Hey everybody, I'm Tim. Welcome back to our channel. We are so glad that you guys have taken the time to watch with us. Listen, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Let us get this video out to more and more people about how we RV and how we make things and do things in the RV to help us in living in this RV full time. We like to share that with everybody. So please subscribe and like this video, and also go ahead and share it to all of your places as well. Well, on this episode, I want to talk to you about an office space. That's something I dearly needed. In our Class A, we had a little desk. We tore out the dinette and we put in a desk for me right there where I have my computer and all my setups where I could do all my studying and all my work and videos and all that stuff. And it worked out well for about 3 years, and we have decided that it's could be a little bit better if we had an office space. So that was one of the big things that when we decided to go with a fifth wheel, was one of the big things that we wanted was an office space. And so today I want to share with you this space that we have that we're trying to transform into an office, this mid-bunk that we have. And I'll show you some of the things that we already have done, step by step of how we kind of transformed it into this office space. All right, so as you can see, we are in the mid-bunk, and that's part of my desk. At that point right there, this is part of my desk, and I use that couch a lot to put things on as we travel, also to work on, because there's just no really good space to be able to work on in this room. One of the big things that I did was I took off the upper bunk that was here so that I would have more access to the light and to the window, which was important for me because it was a little claustrophobic in here with that bed there. So we just took it down. It was, I think, 4 screws, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 screws, and it came right off. Very simple, and we have it in storage. We put it in storage. So what does this setup look like for right now? Well, this is the setup that we have. As you can see, we have a tall wardrobe right there. We have this little desk. That is where a TV was supposed to be mounted. I put my extra screen up there. And then I put my laptop down here. And then, of course, this is another little area cubby there. Now, originally, we were talking about taking off this whole entire thing right here. We're going to take that all the way off. Well, but I decided not to. I didn't want to get it in storage. I want to get it all messed up just in case something happened. So I started looking around and what would I do, and thinking about what would I do for my printer and some other things that need to be kind of on a desk. And so I measured this little area right here, and I decided that that would be a good place to put a table of some sort, but I didn't know what kind of table it was because it was a hard area. I mean, you don't have very much room between there, so I had to find the right thing. So I had, currently right now, I have my laptop on this little bench right here. I have my screen up there. I have my calendar up there. I have my light right here. And I used a kitchen chair, one of the kitchen chairs, the fold-up chair that went with it. And that is what I was using for an office, and I could get work done, but it just wasn't something, it just wasn't, comfortable. It was hard because of everything. This setup is a little bit higher than what a desk is right here. And so I always had to be looking up and trying to type over and things like that. So one of the first things I did was I found a table. Now, the table that I found it actually, at the dollar store. That's right, the dollar store. And I forget what city and what state we were in, but We walked in, I saw this little table that actually matched all of our things in here, and so I went and I purchased that table. So as you can see, this table fits exactly in there, just as I needed it to fit in there. And when we're traveling, I just pick it up, set it on the couch, bring in the slide, and it doesn't go anywhere. So as you see, this table worked out really well for me as I put it in here. And like I said, I got it from a dollar store. Very simple to put together, very easy, very lightweight. I didn't have to worry about it. So that took care of this need that I had. And it also cleared off a little bit of my couch as well. So this was a setup for a long time. You know, we got a chair, we got our printer over here, we got, of course, the laptop. Up top we got the screen, and of course we have the calendar up there. This was a comfortable setup, with the exception of it was too hard to actually type. As you can tell, this is pretty high to type on, right? And so I wanted to figure out something I could do to have a keyboard down here and the mouse down here, instead of holding it up like this all the time trying to do all the work. And so I called on a friend and I asked him while we were mooch garaging at his place. In other words, we were hooked up, but we were also in his garage, and we talked about how this could kind of come about. And so I thought about it, and he helped me a little bit on my mind thinking about this and how we could get this all together. So let me show you what we came up with. It's a very simple system. I do not have it all put together because I wanted to show you piece by piece how we did it and what we did. So let me go ahead and share with you how we set this up. So essentially what we did was we cut 4 different pieces of wood to be able to kind of make this desk that I did. And so the first thing that we did was I cut this piece of plywood. It's a 1/2 inch piece of plywood, and it's one of those that has a nice front end on it. And so so we cut this 12 by 33. And the idea is that it would have enough space. It would give a little bit more hangover right here so the laptop can sit on it, but also it had enough room, it has enough room to go flush with everything there. You see that? And so that was the first part of our idea. So this was the first step, if you will. The second step was thinking about how I was going to, attach everything else. You know, I have books in here, a couple Bibles. I got my power strip right here that goes down through. And what we really did with that power strip is we just kind of put it around here, and it really kind of went right through there. And then that way I could kind of tuck that out of the way when the laptop is there. Okay, so that's what the first thing we did. We measured it, we figured it out, we did it 12 by 33 inches long. Okay, 12 wide, 33 inches long. Now that sets on the laptop perfectly. Okay, now the second part was, how was I going to have a keyboard that was going to be kind of down here a little bit where it's typing, you know, comfortable to type. And so I decided that I would have another piece of board. Here it is right here. Basically it's a 32 by 8. I didn't want it to come out too far. So that's what we're going to put down here, right? So that the keyboard would sit down here, it would be comfortable to type. But the question was how to do that. Now I want to show you something real quick about this case. For many of you who own an RV like this, you know it as well. But if you look, in here, right, there's a little backing there, there's a little backing, but so this is the opening. So how would this set here without screwing it to here and without damaging the RV? So we came up with a solution that I thought would work very well. And the first thing that we did, I had to make a couple cuts, but this is really essentially what it's all about right here. And so essentially what we did was we came up with this system, right? This system sets directly inside here. And I'm going to show you how it works. And because it's set in there and it's snug in there, it automatically holds everything together. Now, the reason why I cut it like this was for some specific reasons. Number one, this actually goes to the top of this where it will set on there, and it will keep part of that load in case there's too much weight on the front end of that first board, okay? Secondly, there is a slot right here, and that slot is very, very important. That slot is very, very important. It is a 3-inch slot. So this is 3 inches wide. This here is 6 inches with 3 inches here, so that's 9 inches. But this is what I came up with to be able to do that. Now, how does it work? So you can see that there's room back in here, and what I did was I custom fit this just like that. Now, one of the things you have to be careful about is there is a little, can you see that right there? A little air vent right there. It doesn't blow any air at all. I wish it did, but it does not. So it's just kind of like an air return, if you will. So you do really want to be careful that you don't damage that. But this really slides in just like this, and it's pushed all the way to the back. Okay? Now it's pushed all the way to the back. It sets in there just like that. All right, I'll take that off, and you can see the even right there, how even it is, right? And so I take the next one, which is the same thing, and I make sure there's nothing back there. So I slide that also right there. And again, you can tell that how even that is right there. Now, the trick of this whole system comes with where the keyboard is going to go. So again, this is my length for the keyboard and the mouse. And so what I did was I had it cut perfectly that it goes right into these just like that. Now, if you take a look at that, you can see that I have plenty of space here. I have plenty of space on this side as well. I got my USB plugs right there. I can put my phone. I can do whatever I'm doing there. I got plugins for this monitor and a plugin that goes down here, so I can plug in all my other things. And so this is really the setup that I came up with, and it really works well. I mean, I'm able to type right here. I got my mouse right there. Everything works well. Now, there was one thing missing. I was sitting in this kitchen chair, and this kitchen chair is, of course, not very comfortable at all. So I had to find myself a chair. And just so happened that when we sold all of our stuff, we kind of put a chair away in a place that really nobody used. And so we kind of went back there and got that chair, and it works perfectly. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, folks, so here you have it. I've got a desk right there. I got a chair. I got a place where I can type. And that is how I ended up with an awesome office just by adding a few things and not tearing anything apart and not damaging anything. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to get back to work at my new desk. So I will see you down the road.